What is up, YouTubers? Welcome back to a brand new special video. Today, I want to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart. It is The Undertaker. And he has sadly retired, maybe not. If he did retire, then this is a video about him. But if he does come back later in the years, he's basically retired. He said that as of right now, he has no desire to do wrestling after his Boneyard match. He said that if Vince McMahon needs him, if like the company's like they need him, he'll think about coming back. He didn't say that he would go. He said only time will tell. But as of right now, he is completely retired. That's what the last ride was about. I think Sunday I'm gonna make a review on the last ride, so stay tuned for that. But we're not talking about the last ride. We're talking about Undertaker's career. So I'm gonna be doing something where I've seen YouTubers like talk about Undertaker's career, like give a summary, like give him like starting back in like the Attitude Era and blah blah blah. I'm just gonna be talking about my life and how he means, like how Undertaker means to me, and growing up watching him, and just so let me get into this video. This is gonna be a little bit of a lengthy video, but stay tuned because I'm really excited to give these information out and show how much Undertaker meant to me. So I was born in '06. I can safely say, like, I can say that I don't remember ever not being such a huge fan of wrestling. I probably liked wrestling when I was 3, so about like '09. That's when I probably started watching wrestling. I didn't really watch wrestling, like watch Raw, SmackDown. I was into the action figures. I watched Raw and SmackDown, like I was like into like the action figures, played a bunch of action figures. My dad introduced it to me at such a young age, and my mom always says that she was waiting for like that theme, that phase to pass and going on to like other things, but it never did. 10 years later, it never did. It grew more and more and more. I remember watching the 2011 era, which I think is the best era ever, with my brother. I had a neighbor that was really into wrestling with me, so we would wrestle all the time. I actually had two other friends that we would go to my friend's house, and we would set up like a little ring with like ottomans and stuff, and we would just do Royal Rumbles for hours and hours and hours. And when we get eliminated, like, oh, here comes The Undertaker, here comes John Cena, and we would just wrestle for hours and hours and hours. It was amazing. And then my friend and his cousin and me and my brother would do tag team matches, me and my friend versus my brother and his cousin, tag team matches. We made up our own characters. We spent like hours thinking about the Dukes, thinking about my friends, stuff like that. And now WTW, the Ninja is one of my friends, and Jack was the Ninja and Jack were the people that did Royal Rumbles with me and stuff like that. And Jack's was my neighbor. So I grew up, I think 3 is when you start remembering things, and I've never, as long as I can remember, I've been a fan of WWE, and I've known The Undertaker. So, The Undertaker's never really been my favorite wrestler. I think at the beginning it was The Rock. Then, after, like, WrestleMania, like, what was it, like 28 or something, it was John Cena, and it's been John Cena since. If you know my channel, I'm a big John Cena fan. So I've always known Undertaker to be this iconic legend, and it always just satisfied and amazed me how he was this great. This was his I think that 2011 era was his prime. He was doing flips. That was his greatest match ever against against Shawn Michaels and everything. It amazed me that he can do all this great stuff, and he did the same exact great stuff when my dad was growing up. That always just absolutely amazed me. He's truly the most iconic wrestler of all time. Everyone and their mama knows who John Cena is. Everyone and their mama knows who The Undertaker is. Everyone and their mama knows who The Rock is. But when they think of John Cena, they think of the person John Cena, like the Make-A-Wish stuff and all that. When they think of The Rock, they think of the movie star The Rock. But when you think of The Undertaker, you think of the wrestler Undertaker. You know? And it's so amazing. I'll talk about this a little bit in Sunday when I break down the last ride. It's so amazing how he stayed in character for 30 years. He didn't do any of this. He didn't do documentaries. He wasn't doing podcasts. He wasn't doing any of that. For 30 years, stayed in character, just kept to himself. And even wrestlers, Mick Foley said he less and less known who Undertaker was, and he likes that. He just knows The Undertaker. He doesn't know the guy Mark Calloway. So it was amazing to see just the Undertaker wrestle. I wouldn't say, like, I would say around like 2013, I really started to get into wrestling, like watching every single Raw and SmackDown. That was when the network, 2014 was on the network, came out. So I was watching every single pay-per-view. I remember one of the first WrestleManias I watched was WrestleMania 28. Me and the neighbor Jack, like the same people, we got together. His parents and my parents both bought WrestleMania 28 and the pay-per-view, so it was like $50. We were so hyped. We were like John Cena and the Rock fans. I was like, oh, we're gonna beat you and stuff like that. And Jackson was like, oh, like, blah blah blah. And we were so happy, and that was obviously the end of an era, the Undertaker versus Triple H, which many people think that's when he should have retired, just like him. That was well, yeah, that was like when like they were like all saying like it was like 19-0, and then, or no, it was like 20-0, yeah, 20-0, and they're all just like with Shawn Michaels the referee. That was an amazing picture. That's when I would be okay from retiring, but then we wouldn't get cool matches like Boneyard and like stuff like the CM Punk match, Bray Wyatt match. You know what I'm saying? But that was amazing. I don't think I've ever watched. I don't think I watched that match. I don't know. I don't really remember the WrestleMania 28 pay-per-view much. I know that we were so excited for The Rock versus John Cena, we fell asleep before it. Obviously, I've watched The Rock versus John Cena. That's one of my favorite matches of all time. Really do like that match. I watched it many times, but not live. We were watching actual pay-per-view live, and I remember it was so late because WrestleMania was going for like 5 hours. But speaking of WrestleMania, I remember my favorite thing, hands down, even though my favorite superstar by far was John Cena, my favorite thing, hands down, was the Undertaker streak. I would love to see every year, oh, who's gonna try to defeat a streak and fail and stuff like that. And I would just keep on like guessing and hoping and just seeing who would try to defeat a streak. Like CM Punk was a great match, Triple H many times, Shawn Michaels many times. And my brother was a big Shawn Michaels fan, so he was so amazed at the rivalry with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and blah blah blah. It was amazing how Undertaker kept coming back and putting on amazing matches. So WrestleMania 29 with CM Punk, I remember watching that match, amazing. WrestleMania 30 comes, one of my actual like first sat down, know all the storylines, watched it, because that was when the network came out, of course. Yeselmania, Dan O'Brien's Mania, but then we got Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Before we get into that, and man, do I have a story for that, I just want to say how amazing to build up WrestleMania. You would hear someone like either talk trash against Undertaker or do something bad, and then you hear the. That is by far my favorite thing ever. I remember sitting in Raw one night. It was like 2017 something, and I think he was fighting like Shane McMahon, or like I think that was a Shane McMahon match, like WrestleMania 32, or Roman Reigns, I don't know. And we heard the gong, and I was going crazy. And then we heard Undertaker's voice. We didn't see him, sadly. I'll get to later on. I wish I could have seen him actually fight in real life. I'll get in that later. But that was always just amazing. That made like just the gong. Just, it was absolutely amazing to build up WrestleMania, to build up his next match. You would see when WrestleMania season comes, when WrestleMania season comes, when you hear that gong. But now, I'm going to talk about WrestleMania 30. I remember this very, very vividly. I remember sitting in my basement watching WrestleMania. It was my first time just actually sitting down and watching it all. I remember watching Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, an amazing match, and a couple other matches, and like Bray Wyatt, Cena, and stuff like that. I was very happy that Cena picked up the victory. Now I remember watching The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. At the beginning, didn't think for 1 millisecond that Brock Lesnar would win. But I was sitting there, and I was like, this is kind of weird. Brock Lesnar just dominate. And this is when, like, now I hate Brock Lesnar, but this is when I was like, okay, he's like this UFC fighter. That's when he wasn't really in the business for too long. He fought John Cena in Extreme Rules, one of my favorite matches. That was really cool. Cena did pick up the victory, so that was great. And I didn't really hate him. I didn't really like him. He was just like an okay wrestler, like an okay like superstar. Paul Heyman I loved and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a pretty decent match. Something was wrong. He was absolutely just getting destroyed. And then Undertaker would try to fight back, and then he would just get destroyed again. And I was like, no. I was like, okay. Any minute now he's going to make a comeback. He's going to like do the thing, like do the choke slam, tombstone him, maybe hit him with the old school, and then pin him 1, 2, 3, and bang. That's 21-0. 22-0. But then F5 after F5 after F5. and he's after like the fourth, third F5. Undertaker did not look good. I knew something was wrong, even at that such a young age. Then he pins him 1, 2. I'm like, all right, there's gonna kick out 3. I remember sitting in my basement, looking at the screen and looking at my brother, and he was doing the exact same thing. I thought I was gonna wake up from a dream. I had no idea that was gonna happen. I did not think, again, for 1 millisecond, that was gonna happen, that Brock Lesnar was gonna beat the streak. I thought the streak would never end, because I was this kid fantasizing, because I wasn't really in, logistics of streaks are meant to be broken, they're supposed to pass down. And then when it all sunk to me, this is real, Paul Heyman was shocked, you got that, yes guy, or just say yes, famous person that was in front row, that meme and stuff like that. After it sunk in, this is real, I hated it. I hated Brock Lesnar. And then obviously later that year, he defeats John Cena in SummerSlam. That's when Suplex City is born. I hate 2014, 2015, 2016. Absolutely despised Brock Lesnar. And then he was this part-time guy that never showed up. He just crushes people, crushes all my favorites like Randy Orton, John Cena, all that. I hated Brock Lesnar. This was the first time that I despised. I literally wanted to just break my TV. I was so mad. I could not believe it. And that is probably my most hated and favorite Undertaker moment. Just the fact that one guy, if he loses at one event, makes you that shocked and makes you that invested in his story. It's amazing. And then people say that's when he should have retired there. I don't think so. He needed to redeem himself because he got concussed and all that. Now we learned from the last ride. So then after that, we know how he goes to Hell in the Cell, plays Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 31, Bray Wyatt, 32, amazing Shane McMahon match, 33 starts to kind of go down a little bit with Roman Reigns and then with the Saudi Arabia stuff and stuff like that. But I can say out of probably 60, 70, 80% of WWE fans, I think, could say this. Undertaker could have 10, 20 terrible matches, absolutely disgusting matches like Goldberg matches, and I'd still not lose one bit of respect for him. He's done so much for the past 30 years that if he has even 20, 25, 23 terrible matches in a row, he didn't have that, of course, but if he did have that, I wouldn't lose respect for him because he's such a amazing performer after everything he's done with Shawn Michaels, Triple H, after everything he's done in the Attitude Era with Kane and stuff like that. He could have all those matches, he only had 5 or something, but in all those terrible matches, and I would still be excited when WrestleMania season comes around. Who is he gonna face? Be excited when you hear that gong on live television. Be excited and love The Undertaker. That's just the beauty about his career. He is so good that if he has terrible matches, you don't think anything of it. It's like Tom Brady. When he left the Buccaneers, sure, I was sad, I was mad, but you have to respect him because he's done so much for the Patriots. So as a fan, he still is my favorite, probably, player of all time. Undertaker's probably not my favorite wrestler of all time, top 5, definitely, but John Cena obviously is. But since Tom Brady earned that respect, since The Undertaker earned that respect, if he makes decisions or matches you don't want to happen, you don't necessarily lose any respect for him because he's done so much. So, but the one match I was dying, I was begging to see, the dream match, if anyone asked me my dream match, 1000% without a doubt, I would say John Cena versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I know they had their match at in the the Ruthless Aggression era. I know the Biker Undertaker fought John Cena, the newcomer John Cena, and it was a really good match. But I wanted to see WrestleMania match. I want it to be, in my perfect booking, I want it to be career versus career. I wanted John Cena to retire The Undertaker. I want it to be a back and forth amazing match. Back and forth crazy action. And then bang, John Cena pins him, 1, 2, 3, Undertaker's done. Or, it's not necessarily a career versus career. Undertaker picks up the victory. But The Undertaker picks up the victory, but then he retires there. I just wanted his last match to be against John Cena in WrestleMania. That's all I wanted. And even I just wanted a match at WrestleMania. So when WrestleMania 34 season comes around, John Cena calls out The Undertaker. I was livid. I could not even contain my excitement for this match. I had so many possibilities, like, oh, it's gonna be career versus career match. Is it gonna be streak versus career match? Is this how John Cena's gonna retire? Is this how Undertaker's gonna retire? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited. It wasn't the my booking that I wanted it to be, but hey, at least we got the match. Everyone probably knew that Undertaker never really came out and said anything. John Cena came to WrestleMania 34 as a fan. I had a little bit of doubts that Undertaker would not show up, but then I eventually knew that they're gonna do something. This was after WrestleMania 33, where he thought that he was gonna retire. Like everyone thought, oh, he packed up his boots, he's done. So this was the perfect time to do this booking, but I wish it was with someone else, like Elias, or like maybe Roman Reigns again, or maybe Seth Rollins. You know, I just wish that they saved a great Undertaker match for John Cena, not this booking. Because I was disappointed. I have to admit, I was disappointed. I don't say very. I was disappointed, though. So John Cena comes out. He takes out Elias. You know, I'm like, oh, dang it. He's walking on the ring. You hear the gong. I'm going crazy. I'm like, yes, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. Let's go. Let's go. They come out. Undertaker comes out. They start to have a match. I'm excited. I wasn't disappointed at all. I don't care what the booking is. I just want the match. This might be my favorite match of all time. I'm telling all my family and stuff like that. Then the match happens. It's a crush. I'm very disappointed. That left WrestleMania 34 was really good, and that left a bad taste in my mouth. Good thing that wasn't the main event. But I was disappointed. I cannot lie to you guys. I was very disappointed. Alright, so then again, didn't lose any respect for John Cena, The Undertaker, just because it was. I know people loved it because they loved to see John Cena just absolutely get obliterated by, like, demolished by The Undertaker. I don't think John Cena had any, like, even moves. But he just absolutely got destroyed. And I know the last ride, Undertaker was a little bit. He always wanted to work with John Cena at WrestleMania. He's a little bit disappointed too because he thought he could do more. And after seeing the last ride, I was more disappointed too because I know I could have seen a little bit more. And those booking, like, same with, like, Seth Rollins and Fiend. I don't lose respect for The Fiend and Seth Rollins. I lose respect, like, I don't lose respect for anybody, but I'm just disappointed in WWE, not The Undertaker, not Cena, because I know they didn't book the match. They would want to do more, but stuff like that. WrestleMania 36 season comes around. They're building up AJ Styles versus The Undertaker. I'm super excited. I think that this is going to be an amazing match. Buy tickets for Raw. I bought tickets. I had tickets, 4 seats for Raw, where, like, Undertaker was going to do something with AJ Styles, where Edge was going to be there, where Stone Cold was going to be there. I couldn't contain my excitement again. I was like, I'm finally going to see The Undertaker, Edge, Stone Cold. I could not wait. I never saw these legends before, and I'm so, so excited. This is, like, one of the Raws before WrestleMania. And then, obviously, that was the Raw that they changed to the whole Performance Center and stuff. If Corona didn't happen, I would have seen The Undertaker in one of his last Raws before he could fight his last match. I would have seen Stone Cold Steve Austin. I would have seen Edge. I was disappointed. Man, I'm still very, 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 very sad. I was so happy for that. And there were good seats too. But this is not about me. This is not. I wanted to say that because I've never seen The Undertaker in real life and never have seen him work, never seen him a live show. And that would have been it. But, Corona. That sucks. That really, really does suck. But, let's talk about the Boneyard match. I'm going to talk about this a lot more in the last ride. Maybe the way that Undertaker took it, that might have been a blessing in disguise. Obviously not Corona, because Corona's a terrible thing. But the whole that they had to do a cinematic Boneyard match, after seeing the last ride, I have more respect for the Boneyard match because it was actually extreme. They had to stop because Undertaker was bleeding a lot. Like, it basically chewed up his skin. And it was an amazing, amazing match. That was a perfect way to end Undertaker's career. That was amazing. AJ Styles is the perfect person to end his career. Well, not John Cena, but obviously I'm being biased because that's my favorite superstar, but AJ Styles and Finn Balor are probably my favorite wrestlers currently. So, love AJ Styles, love the Boneyard match. That was amazing work. The OC did their job perfectly. Really amazing match. Blew my socks off. But then, so yeah, then the last ride comes out. Perfect documentary, amazing. I'll talk about that Sunday, of course. He announces that he's retired as of now. So, that's the end of the video. I just want to say thank you, Undertaker. You're not watching this video, but if someone's, just whoever's watching this video, I just want to say thank you, Undertaker. Know that I am so blessed and so grateful that I got to witness his career. I'm sad that he's no longer. I miss the days. It's all like I miss the days where John Cena was a full-time wrestler, and I miss the days where Undertaker's a full-time wrestler, because I watched every single Raw and every single SmackDown when they were wrestlers, and that was just the glory days of WWE. But newcomers are coming out like Finn Balor, AJ Styles. So then maybe like 10 years from now, I'll miss the days where AJ Styles was a full-time. That's just the beauty of the business. They come and go. Legends never die. And Undertaker is a legend. Even when I'm 40 years old, I'm still going to remember all the great, great Undertaker moments. Man, thank you, Undertaker. You made my life 10 times better. WWE is like probably my favorite entertainment source. It's amazing, and Undertaker's amazing. So, I would like to say, if I could have Undertaker come back for one more match and have him retire on that match, I'm perfectly okay with the Boneyard match. But if he was going to come back for one more, it would be Sting. I don't care if it's a sitting back match or a WrestleMania 37, WrestleMania 38, or a normal match. I just want Sting versus Taker. That would be a perfect way. I don't care if it ends on a draw. I don't care if it ends on, like, just doesn't end, just black goes out. If we can just see at least 5 minutes of them brawling, that would be an amazing way to end Undertaker's career. So don't get me wrong, perfect Boneyard match. But if he were to come back in one more match, that would be it. I would be mad if he came back and fought like Elias or something like that. I love Elias, but not like someone that's like really a legend and really like a newcomer, like really like build up person. So it would only be Sting. I guess John Cena, but that would never happen. So only Sting would be my realistic one to go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Undertaker deserves an hour. I could be talking like 3 hours worth of Undertaker. I'm probably gonna cut a lot of this stuff out. Hope you enjoyed this video. I've been recording for like 40 minutes now, so I'm gonna cut it down, maybe like 10-20 minute video. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.